Welcome. How's it going today, Chad?
Brother, I am blessed. And how are you doing today, brother Mo?
I'm doing blessed, man. As you can see, we
Hey,
live, like in the
we are
flesh.
live. And I see you got some new digs, new studio digs. You looking clean over there,
And
fam.
the Lord, man, look, when you pay for over the little things, the Lord gonna bless you over many things, man. So I got the setup going here. So I'm excited for tonight.
your
Let me go
face
ahead
even
and
got a little more glow to it. Like you have a new camera or something. What's going on that side?
oh man, I got a little MacBook Pro here. That thing
Oh,
changed my life. So got the phones hooked up, man. It's when I tell you it's I'm
I,
about to go live, man, like every day
I
now.
reject the i family altogether, bro. I have two iPhones and I hate both of them. Can't stand them. But it's probably me. I got some ones that I need to upgrade. So that's all on me. So, but everyone
I,
keeps on. If you're an iPhone fanatic, if you're in the i family, go ahead and put an Apple emoji.
or
Put a
a
thumbs up.
star. Put a star if you team Galaxy. Put
Yeah,
a Apple if you team iPhone.
yeah, man. I can't get with it, man. But hey, listen, brother, I'm so happy to be here today for another session of Homebuyer Academy, man. What a time to be alive.
Hmm. And so today, I'm excited about that too. I just went and put up some information from our previous talks. We're gonna kind of recap and kind of dive into down payment assistance on tonight. So Chad is gonna come with his expertise. I'm gonna come with my knowledge as well, and we're gonna have a good episode for you tonight. But you guys know, as we always do, we like to hone in on the moment here. I know it's Tuesday, so one thing we do at my job, we call it Gratitude Tuesdays now. We've been doing it
Oh,
for a couple
really?
months now. Yeah, so
That's
so
pretty
that
dope.
I've been kind of leading it now. They had some other people leading it, but now I've been leading it for the group. And so basically, Gratitude Tuesdays, you just show what you're grateful for. Of course, I'm grateful for my Lord waking me up this morning. I'm grateful for my family, my kids. I'm grateful for this opportunity to just have a platform to share this information with you all. What about you, Chad?
Well, I'm grateful for everyone that likes, comments, subscribes. So if you could just hit a like, we're going to be dropping a lot of stuff here and giving everything that we have. So go ahead and give us some encouragement with a little like, right? But really and truly, what I'm grateful for is resilience. I'm grateful for God always making a way. Couldn't sleep last night, bro. Could not sleep last night. I had a is that a migraine where you get the pressure on you right behind your eyeball? Man, I
Yes,
had
it's like a
that.
migraine, like a stress.
Man, it was intense because I'm under some heavy stress, family wise, right? And
Mm-hmm.
God just totally came through and gave me a solution today. So I'm really
Amen.
grateful that in the midst of the deepest, darkest challenges, if you allow space and if you let go, which is my challenge, right? You leave room for God to create miracles and make things happen. So that's what I'm grateful for today, my brother.
Oh yeah, and that's a good reminder that we got to just sit in it. Which even now too, like when I think about what the topic for tonight,
Mm-hmm.
down payment assistance has blessed so many people. You get approved for that, and like your dream of being a homeowner is almost automatic. That's like that miracle. You look at your bank account and be like, I
Right.
don't know if I could be a homeowner, but then you qualify for down payment assistance, and that's really all you need in addition to where you are. So yeah, like God will show up, in the right time, man. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. Um, I'm pulling up some info here, but just to kind of recap what we've been talking about, please go back and watch our previous live. We've been talking about sellers market versus buyers market, the difference, and that we are kind of heading, not kind of, but actually are heading into a buyer's market. We talked about good about the home buying process and a big word, if anybody remembers, seller's concession. We said it so many times on our last.
Oh,
It's like
oh
if you
my
took a
God.
quiz, just remember seller's concession
That's
whenever you
it.
go into the negotiation table, right? We talked about Zillow, right, and how to navigate that and how to learn about your community, and we talked about the 2025 Home Buyers Club on Facebook. So these are some great resources, some great information to get locked in. But without further ado, I'm gonna toss it over to you, Chad, so we can get tonight's lesson going.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my brother. Listen. And again, I wanna say thank you to you too, right? Because you really set a great tone. And I love the perspective that you come from because you are the mindset coach, right? And man, listen, it's almost annoying how positive you are. Like yesterday, I wasn't trying to. You ever pissed off? And you just kind of want to be mad for a little bit. You just want to be in your. Don't call this guy
Oh
because
yeah.
he's gonna really help you to shift into a more positive state of mind, which is a blessing. So I'm grateful that people get to encounter and experience you there because when we talk about this home buying process and this journey,
Hmm.
so much of it is just mindset, right? Because
Yeah.
the income is what it is for the most part. At this point, we need 2 years of consistent employment history. So at this point, it is what it is. Your credit is pretty much is what it is, and what's going to happen, what will be, will be. So once you actually take the right approaches to it, your score is going to increase as it will, as it needs to, right?
Right.
And how much money you have, you know, a lot of that is mindset because
Hmm.
you might not see it in your account, right? But in today's market, there's so many opportunities to be able to capitalize on down payment assistance, and they have a plethora of opportunities that you could take advantage of.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to highlight a few key areas that you could focus on as a buyer so that if money is the barrier to you buying your house, I want you to consider just a few things. First off, I want you to remember that the price of renting right now is so close to the price of owning that sometimes it's just a matter of a slight shift in perspective that could be a game changer for you. We have people right now paying $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 a month for rent. And that is a full-on mortgage, right? So generally speaking, right now in this market, a $300,000 house is going to roughly yield you in the ballpark of a $2,500 a month payment. And you know the scale goes up and down based on your credit and things of that nature, but you're in the game. So that's the first thing. The price of renting is so high that you could just throw a couple more dollars on it and start to build equity. Number two, being that we are in officially a buyer's market, you actually have the luxury of capitalizing on the different down payment assistance opportunities that are available to you. And the beauty of it is that there are organizations, there are municipalities, state, federal, local, that are all giving different down payment assistance options. And then lastly, I want you to keep in mind there are these two really key and core places that you might want to look for opportunities to get money to close. Now, number one is called a gift of funds. Now, that means that if you have a family member or a friend who wants to contribute to your home buying process, they get to share in on that and give you money, whether it's $1,500 or $5,000 or more, towards you closing on the house, or a gift of equity where if you're buying a property, and we're gonna really spend more time on this in the future. If you're buying a property from somebody that's a family member or somebody that you know, you can use a gift of equity. And what would happen is they could actually gift you a percentage of the equity in the price in the house. So to do round numbers, right? If you're buying a $400,000 house and you need 5% down, that's going to be $20,000. So if the house is going for worth $400,000 and they decide to give it to you for $380,000, you could write up the contract as a purchase for $400,000. But they're going to give you that 20%, I'm sorry, that 20,000, which is going to count for your 5% down payment. So with that 5% down payment, you're taking on a $380,000 loan on a $400,000 house. You have your down payment. Your family member is able to say that they did a good deed and they sold the house on the low to a family member or a friend, and now everybody's able to win. So just really put yourself in the mindset of embracing the fact that I am a home buyer, because there's so many tools and resources to get you the rest of the way. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this journey. It's pretty dope, right, Mo?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
And
man.
and there's so many resources. I know you talked about it, but there's so many resources. Depending on the state you're
Right,
in too.
right.
I believe in Florida, they want people to buy because the amount of resources that they have for down payment assistance. And I was looking at some numbers. Did you want to jump into that quick or the
No,
resources?
go ahead, man. Go ahead and show them the numbers because the numbers really bring it to life.
Yeah, so I was looking at the numbers just to put in perspective, right?
Yeah,
For down payment assistance in Florida, programs can be in the upwards of 35,000. And some of these places, like we talked about in the past about FHA loans, conventional loans, even VA loans. I know VA loans, there's zero down payment, but some of these other loans, you're only paying 3.5%
right.
down. So you're looking at, if you have the income, you might not have the savings, but if you have the income and the credit to qualify you, and we talk about 640 plus, and then you get this 25, 35,000 plus. It says upwards of 35,000, right? You're
It's a
looking
game
at
changer.
a game changer. You're looking at homes that's like in the 400, 500,000s if we're being realistic. If their income matches up, and and the best part is we want to let you know what you qualify for, right? So not only will you get down payment assistance, but if you qualify for a home based on your income, and don't be upset if you can't get your dream home,
Yeah,
because the wise thing to do is buy within your means. Get down payment
simple.
assistance and buy it within your means. You will, I guarantee you will find a really nice house in a really nice area, but you just have to be patient with the process. But it is very doable.
It's
It's
so
very doable.
doable. And that's a great point, man. That's such a great point. A lot of the times people look at this home buying process and their only mindset is, oh, my forever home, my forever home. Man, grow up. You know what I'm saying? It's not everything can't be so romantic and fantastical. Nah, it has to be very pragmatic and practical. It gets to be. We're talking about an investment here. So if this house is phenomenal and you love it and you could see yourself here for the next 20 years or not is not important. What you're comparing it to is you renting. So if this house gives you more future upside than you renting, that's what we're comparing it to. And what happens is this: you buy yourself a house. Let's say you bought a house in 2019, right? If you bought your house right before COVID, you would have ridden the wave of all of that appreciation. And let's say your property value went up 50,000. Now you're left with a decision. Do I sell this house, take this 50,000 and go closer to my dream home? Because I don't know about you. Every time I hit a dream, my dream gets bigger. All right.
That's the thing.
Every time I hit a dream, my dream just gets bigger. This is nice. Like I'm living in a dream home, right? Like this was the home that I dreamt up. But then my wife and I were driving through this dope neighborhood, and she's like, "Ooh, I want a house with a second floor balcony that's overlooking the water." All right, now we got a new dream. Beautiful. But don't look at it in a restrictive manner, because then it allows you to take the reins of blocking your own blessing. But when you allow yourself to get into a property at what you could afford today, you're going to build equity, and it puts you in a position that you could do one of two things. Take that money, like I was saying, sell it. Take that money and step up. Or keep the house and buy your next primary residence. The beauty of that, and right after this, we're going to go into the DPA, right? But the beauty of this is now you get to build wealth, and you have a mortgage on this house that you're going to upgrade from, right? But it won't count against your debt to income ratio. And this is a big one. When you actually own a property and then you move into another property, as long as we can prove that this is an upgrade. So even if you bought a $300,000 house and now you're buying a $305,000 house, that is an upgrade. If you're moving closer to your job, or if you're moving to a more desirable neighborhood, that is an upgrade. And once you're able to prove that and do that, you can then, and this is really, really big, for the income to actually um, go against that mortgage. Let's say you have a $2,000 mortgage, but your income hasn't gone up that much. You could actually say that you're going to be renting out that house, and that rental amount is going to wipe out this mortgage from your debt to income calculation. So that allows you to turn your one house into two houses.
And
And it's only going to cost you another 5% down. So there's so many opportunities. So get in. Don't worry about it being, the most perfect place, because it's going to be a cornerstone to your wealth and to your legacy in just a matter of a few years.
Yeah, and I wanted to really quick, before we go to that, speak to the mindset of the matter,
Right.
because growing up, they say like the American dream, like we talking about dream, the American dream, have the White House with the picket fence, and you think is that's it there,
Right.
but once I got into this space, I'm like, I want to own as much land and property as possible, and it can be done because we're doing it right. So that's the thing. We don't want to limit ourselves at all. Like getting that first house is great. And if you want that forever home, that's fine for you. If you aren't really into acquiring all those things, but we just want to give the information and let you know that you do not have to limit yourself. You can buy as many houses, as much land, as much property as you can if you have the right resources and right connects. You don't have to limit yourself at all.
Yeah, man. That's powerful. It's really good stuff. That's really good stuff. And again, it's opening up the door for a lot of different topics that we could go into, but we do want to focus on some of those programs that you could take advantage of right now.
Yes.
All right. So the first program mode that I'm really going to go into that speaks to how Florida really wants people to buy houses, right, is the Hometown Hero Down Payment Assistance Program. Powerful program. And it's really quite simple to qualify for. In order to qualify for this down payment assistance program, you simply have to work for a Florida based company. Now, that doesn't mean that the company has to have one office and it has to be in Florida. No, you just have to have an office location in Florida to be eligible for these funds. Now, what does it look like? The down payment assistance programs through Hometown Heroes, which is a Florida state program, is going to give you 5% towards your closing. All right, so let's do the mathematics on it. In order for you to be able to buy your house, there are going to be a few different minimum down payment assistance barriers, right? Now, I'm sorry, not even down payment barriers. The first one is 3.5% down. Now, when we say 3.5% down, does anybody know what kind of a loan program that is? If you know before I say it, go ahead and put it into the chat. But I'm going to say it in 3, 2, 1. That's the FHA mortgage, right? So an FHA mortgage is a lower credit requirement mortgage that allows you to actually buy your first home with just 3.5% down, right? And the blessing with that is if you get 5% down from Hometown Heroes and you get a 3.5% down payment, there's a whole nother 1.5% hanging out there. What can you do with that money? Glad you asked. That's funds that you can put towards your down payment. I'm gonna keep on saying down payment assistance. That's money that you can put towards your closing costs, right? So you put this money towards your closing costs, and now you are coming out of pocket with even less money, right? Because in the state of Florida, you're going to need about 4 to 4.25% for your closing costs. All right. So if you're able to get 1.5% towards that, that means that now what's coming out of your pocket is only about 2.5%. And if we really wanted to get fancy and if we really wanted to get jazzy, Mo, big me up, we could go ahead and we could get into a seller's concession. So now let's do the mathematics and really see what we just did. And I'm telling you, this is what we do. 5% down. We use 3.5 towards the down payment, covered. Then we use 1.5 towards the closing costs. So now we only have another 2.5 to account for. And if we get a seller's concession for, let's say, 2%, which is highly likely in this market, that means that all you're coming to closing with altogether is 0.5% of the loan. That's it. And it's very practical. This isn't pie in the sky stuff. As a matter of fact, when Hometown Heroes was in session last year, because it comes it's actually going to be hitting July 1st, but it's a sprint for that money. It's an absolute sprint for that money. So I highly recommend anybody that wants to buy and could use that down payment assistance money, get yourself ready. Now, here are the criteria. We spoke about one. One of the biggest criteria is you need to be employed or have a business that's based in Florida. Once we have that as a check, what we can move on to is the credit score requirement. Now, at this point, we understand that credit ranges from 350 all the way up to 850. But to qualify for this program, all you need is a 640 credit score. That's a very attainable point for you to be able to take that next step in your life, right? So you get your 640 credit score, you have your job, and everything is good with your income. All that's missing is that down payment money, right? Now you have that covered. You have a percentage of the closing costs covered. And then with the right real estate professional at your side, you also get the seller's concession covered. So when we talk about people who are able to close with little to no money out of pocket, this is how we make it happen. This is how we make it happen. So that's one of the key programs that I wanted to make sure that you grasp so that you're ready. It's coming. July 1st, y'all. Get ready. July 1st is right around the corner. So get ready to be able to take advantage of the Hometown Hero Down Payment Assistance Program. Right? So yeah, that's number one, bro. And you had that flyer up just now. You had the
link up,
Florida
yeah.
housing. Yeah. So let's even take a look at that. And you guys could get more information, and you could actually, first and foremost, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're feeling what we're giving, just go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and reach out to us as well. If you're in the market looking to buy a house, go ahead and reach out. We could do a buyer's consultation. I could get you pre-approved for your mortgage, and we could start the process of helping you to find your home. We're a one-stop shop. Once you come to us, you don't have to go anywhere else, and we'll make sure that the process is seamless, smooth as butter, baby. All right. So if you can make that bigger, there's some program details. I already spoke about it, but I'll go ahead and highlight a few more things. All right, where it says eligibility and eligible full-time borrower could receive 5%. Yep. And it's a real smooth, simple process. Now, I want to tell you about some other programs, right? So this is Hometown Heroes from the Florida Housing Corporation, right? That's the biggest program that's about to hit the streets. It's going to be crazy. Now, here's a big factor I want to really advise you about. When Hometown Heroes comes into the market, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen to prices? Well, I'll tell you, yes. You have to be careful and you have to be ready. Why? Because there's going to be this window where we all hear the rumor of Hometown Heroes coming, and then it's going to hit. And when that happens, there's going to be people who are rushing the market. So those sellers who weren't getting any offers for all of this time are now going to have people knocking on their doors wanting to buy their house, right? So you have to be, it's best practice to be fully prepared. So once it comes, you can take advantage right away. All right. So that's the Hometown Hero program. Let me move on to other programs based on different areas. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to share my screen just yet, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to talk about a few different options in a few different areas, right? So as Maurice said, like, I didn't know about down payment. Now, I've been in the real estate business since 2019. Dang. Is it? No. I'm sorry. I'm bugging. Not 2019. Since 2002. My bad. I'm senior moment. I was 19.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a 19 in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a 19 in there. I was 19. Thank you, Bo. Yeah. And in New York, down payment assistance wasn't even a thing for a long time. Or it could have been. I just wasn't privy to it. We were just doing a lot of refis and people who were ready to go right now. service to the community wasn't high on my list when I was a jit, as they say in Florida. But um, service to my community now is everything.
Right.
And, it takes you some time to learn these things. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up a few different areas, okay, and we're gonna look at down payment assistance programs that you can find throughout the country. So we're going to start by looking at the down payment assistance programs right here in Florida. And I'm going to start where I live in Orange County. Okay, so Orange County, Florida. I'm going to go ahead and big up my screen, big up my screen. Okay, cool. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, I can't see it, but you can see it. We're good to go.
Yes, there we go.
All right, cool. So as you can see, I did Orange County, Florida. And what happens with this website, and this is great, this is a reason why you'd want to reach out to us so we could actually take a look at the specifics of where you live and find the right program for you, right? So one of my favorite down payment assistance programs in Florida is the City of Orlando Community Development Down Payment Assistance Program. And the reason why I like it so much is because they give you a good amount of money and you don't have to be very limited with income to be able to qualify. So what I'm showing you right now are the requirements, okay? What a majority of these down payment assistance programs are based on is your income and your family size. Income and family size. Those are two of the biggest variables. With the City of Orlando, the minimum credit score is just a 620 to be approved for that program. But take a look at this, right? If you want to get the first level of DPA, right? If you're there's just one person, one occupant, you can make 33,000, you can make 54,000, you can make 81,000, you can make 94,000. But there are different levels of how much money you're able to walk away with. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. So what you can do is you could actually reach out to the City of Orlando and they'll be able to break down the whole range. And what we're going to be looking at is the amount of assistance, which I'm going to go highlight right here. So for what you can see is for very low income borrowers with a 50% average median income, they're eligible for up to $45,000 towards down payment assistance. For people between 51% and 80% AMI, they're eligible for $35,000. And for people with moderate income between 81,000 to 140% AMI, you are eligible for $20,000 as down payment assistance. That is phenomenal. And here's some really important details about their program. The repayment is forgivable. It's forgivable. So you could get that $20,000. And once you get that $20,000, as long as you live in the property for 7 years, right? And let me not even lie to you because they have the information here. It's normally between 7 and 10 years, but I'm just going to go ahead and roll the dice and say, oh, here it is. Well, 7 years. Oh, no, this is 10 actually. My bad. For 10 years, that whole amount could be forgiven. But let's say you move in 5. If you move in 5, you could personally negotiate with them to have that payoff reduced. Or if you're going to refinance, you could ask for that amount to be what they call subordinated, meaning that you don't have to pay it off. You'll just push it off to the back of the loan. So this is an amazing, amazing process. But this is when we talk about the low to moderate, right? Low to moderate, we're talking about 2 occupants making $108,000, 3 occupants making $121,000, 4 occupants making $135,000, 5 occupants $146,000. So we're not talking about people who are just making money. You could be doing all right for yourself with a solid size family and getting $20,000 to close on your home. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? Right?
And just a quick note I want to add here, just because I wanted to research it to support what you're saying there. The median income, like the average income in Florida and Orange County for 2024 was at 90,000, right?
Right.
That's the average, right? So if you think about that, if that's the average, that means a majority of people will qualify. You more than likely will qualify, which is why when Chad says when the light goes from red to green, you gotta hop on it because the numbers are you're more than likely going to qualify, but the demand is going to be swift. So you got to make sure if this is a goal of yours, you got to get in position. You got to get ready.
You got to get ready for real. And if you got 50, 11 kids like me, that just makes it a lot easier for you to qualify for more money. The higher the family size, the more money you can make, right? So it's 7 of us. We have 5 children, my wife and I. I mean, we if we needed down payment assistance, all of our kids give us a better chance to actually qualify, even though we do pretty well for ourselves. I mean, we don't need it, and we don't quite, but you know what I mean? You get the point. You
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
point. All right.
I know you
So,
feel.
you feel me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So another program I want to
Let me
share.
hold something.
Yeah, right. You over there balling with the new what iMac Pro,
I mean,
iMac Pro 7. What they call it more? Is that what they call it?
I don't know what this one. What this one.
While I'm over here with my
Return of the
janky
Mac.
return to the Mac, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, here's another program, the Orange County, Florida Down Payment Assistance Program. Now, this is going to show you some of the down payment requirements here. And this is what I love about Orange County, right? So again, Maurice just mentioned to you the area median income in Orange County is
I was fact checked.
$90,400. Hey, and you passed. You passed. But let's say you don't quite make as much money, right? You can get up to $70,000 if you're very low income. The good thing, and if you're low income, but you have a good number of children, the bare minimum point for you to be able to really start to qualify for a house is gonna be in that $56,000 range, and that's gonna give you at least about a $250,000 home, which in Orange County, very limited but possible, right? So if you had 6 kids, you could get $70,000. If you have 5 children and make 52,000, you could get $70,000. Let's say that you make a little bit more than that, right? Let's say that you make 77,000 and it's you, your queen, and your 2 kids. That could get you $40,000 towards your down payment assistance. And then let's say that you're doing quite well. $100,000, you make $100,000, and there's 3 of you guys, you can still get $10,000 towards your down payment assistance. These are very, very powerful, powerful, game-changing opportunities that you could take advantage of because these programs are so strong. All right. So those are just, matter of fact, 3, because you spoke about Florida Hometown Heroes, City of Orlando, and Orange County. And if you live outside of those areas, I have a software that could go into your down payment assistance options anywhere around the country. So reach out, DM me, hit me up at chadthelender.com, schedule an appointment, and we could spend the time to go through the best options that you're going to have available for down payment assistance.
Awesome. And just a quick plug in here for Homebuyer Academy Live. Every Tuesday we go live at this time. If you really want that information, definitely reach out to us. We're going to be dropping information, links, updates, things that are happening. Like the rates are coming down now in comparison to what they were previously. You want that? You want to be the first one to know that information. Homebuyer Academy, the HBA Club on Facebook. That's what you want to join. So please join us on Facebook. We go live every Tuesday. New information every day. We're going to try to keep you guys abreast of fresh every single day with this information. If you're serious about being a homeowner, or if you just want some wealth creation, it could be your first home, your 10th home, but you want to do it the right way. If you just want to be in the know, you want to steal our information and do a presentation at your church. I'm just kidding. But definitely. And speaking of the church, we are doing a speaker series. Homebuy Academy Alive is traveling through Orlando. We're trying to touch as many churches as possible. So if you're a church member, actually not just Florida, let me not limit ourselves because we're doing big things. We
Yeah.
also provide virtual workshops and seminars. So if you're local to Florida, we want to come to you. But if you're not in Florida, we still want to come to you, whether it could be flying or a virtual session. So message us, join our group, and ask about how to bring Homebuyer Academy to my organization.
Yep, absolutely. And Homebuyer Academy is, work that Maurice, myself, and our partner Adrian has really been working on for years now. It started with me writing a book called The Homebuyer Blueprint, and later I came up with the idea of a course, and I created an outline, and I mentioned it to Maurice, and this man just messed around and created a whole online course for me, which is amazing. And now we have the course, we have a workbook. And what our goal is to really give people different modalities of learning the home buying journey, giving them access to us and access to the resources and network that we have. So this journey no longer has to be one that's a mythical, mystical adventure. Now it could be a well thought out and planned process that could take you 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, whatever it may be for you. But the important part is that you get started. The important part is that you get the tools that you need to make home ownership a reality.
And if you might be asking what makes us different than any other Homebuyer Academy, financial literacy coach, what have you, we incorporate a lot of personal development into it. We don't want you to
Right.
just be a homeowner and take this information. We want you to grow as a person.
It's
We want
true.
you to believe. We want you to shift. We want you to change and see that there's no limits on your life. It starts with the home buying process, but when you see what legacy does, when you see what ownership does, you can obtain so much more than home ownership. But that's where we start. Our seed is home ownership, and then the growth is abundance. Whatever that looks like to you, we want to help you along the way. So, any closing remarks before we get out of here for tonight?
Well, I'm about to get rushed by my 1 year old and my 2 year old. I've been keeping them at bay, but I can't do it much longer. Oh no, they're
All right.
coming. No, man, but yeah, no, like you said, I think that you said it perfectly, brother. You know, people look at houses and bricks and sticks and mortar, but it's so much more. It's a place that dreams begin. It's a place that legacy is started. It's a place that you get to give these beautiful babies that you may have a start to life. And the best part about it is that the longer you're able to do it, the more money you make. And do not squeeze that, sweetie. Put that down, and you get to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so don't let these barriers that you have, whether it be money, whether it be credit, whatever it may be, man, look down the block. So many other people have done it already. Why not you? Why not you?
Actually, good task to close out with is ask around your neighborhood. Ask people that you know that are homeowners. Ask them what did they do to get that first home. Look, I got help from family. I was there, and I was like, I was so close. Family came together. They helped me, like to talk about the gift and all of that. That's what I did. And now, but we was having Thanksgiving at the house. It's the family home. Y'all, they want to
Got
get
the
away
whole
from the.
studio.
Yeah, exactly. Come
Man
on.
got chickens, y'all. He got
I got
chickens.
chicken.
Real life. Yo, I'm gonna get some eggs, by the way. You be holding out on them eggs, fams. You know what I'm saying? I had to go buy $7 worth of eggs the other day, man. What's up, fam? I can't just get a buckle,
Hey,
a
I got
bucket.
2 for 5. 2 for 5.
Two for- two
Hey
for-
man, these are organic, straight from the chicken.
Straight from the
They
chicken.
didn't go through processing, man. So
No, yeah, I don't even know how you process eggs, but that's a whole nother combo, man. But but yeah, bro, man, listen, I love doing this, man. I'm really passionate, as y'all can tell. Mo's very, man, this a good brother. If you need to get a pep in your step, and like he said, bring us into your organization, whether it's a church, whether your human resource department are looking for additional services to be able to offer the employees. Home ownership makes a business more stable. It makes any organization more stable because now you're literally in the business of building community, right? And when you have community, things are able to thrive. People are able to thrive. Children are able to thrive. So that's really what we're all about. And I hope that we're in a position to be able to directly support you wherever you are in your journey. So, yeah, check out for our events coming up. We have a home buyer workshop coming up at the River of Life Church this Saturday. So if you're interested, please leave a comment and I'll get you the necessary details. It's from 11 to 2 o'clock. We also have for Route 7 Orlando, the Money Talk series. This is our seventh annual year, and I'll be a panelist, and it's happening April 24th at the Grand Street Community Center. Don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. We have some amazing panelists and speakers in a wonderful community that you should definitely consider joining if you're a brother and supporting if you're a sister. So yeah, man, we got some great things coming up, and we want to see you, and we want to see you and be a part of your growth process.
Yep, and you don't even have to look for that information. We're going to drop that in the Home Buyers Club. All you got to do is join that group, and you'll be on your way. So thank you guys for joining us. We're going to catch you guys next week, same time, same place.
Peace and love, y'all.